After a very long trip to the Mushroom Kingdom, it's time to bring it back to our world and kick off a new tournament here on Races and Fun. Hey everybody, I'm Brendan. American vs. European. That's the name of this one. American vs. European. Heat 1 kicking off. 4 cars on the board here. We're back to that 4-lane situation, and we have a beautiful track to kick us off in this one. Very exciting, I'd say, to be having a change of pace here. A lot of people were awaiting getting back to the standard cars and taking a little break from the Mario world, and that we are doing. And how exciting it is to look at this track today, which is quite a track. 2 big bag hairpins, all that spiraling, this big hill here, which we have a roadblock, a stop, and a spin, and everything's going haywire, and the Cadillac comes across to set a benchmark beginning time of 15.04. I mean, cars just got stopped dead on the top of that hill. One of them didn't even fit. I mean, look at this right here. Cadillac barely gets over, knocked over, complete perpendicular roadblock. And then we have this knock through, and we couldn't even get straightened out there. I mean, this is going to be wild. We also have the spiral. We have half the track being wide open for 2-lane passing. And, of course, the banked hairpins at the beginning in the single lane to get the speed going. So a lot going on in this course. And we have, again, back to the standard types of Hot Wheels models. Cadillac, Pininfarina, Ford S. Oh, man, I know I'm going to get some comments about the pronunciation of that, but it looks like Pininfarina. Ford Escort, Acura NSX. So, Cadillac starting strong, falling back to second place here in this one. Pininfarina gets in there. Cadillac, edged out. Second for the Acura. Breaks in front of him on the inside line through the turn. Here comes the Pininfarina. Skids for a second over the hill. Cadillac almost jumps over vertically, but ends up back in second for 14.86 is our new best time. Ford Escort again coming in last place here. I will say feels a little different for me to not be saying Yoshi in the pipe frame. I am very used to that particular order of words. But no Yoshis in pipe frames are probably going to appear in this particular tournament. 5-3-3-5, Cadillac Pininfarina tied. Pininfarina. I got to be close on that one. Pininfarina Batista. What a name of a car. Let's see if the Ford Escort can put anything on the board here. He's dropping back earlier. Acura, it needs to be in there right now. Had 2 third places, but was close each time. Here comes the pin in. Round the inside line, breaks away for a second, goes down 2 lengths. The Cadillac is straight right there through the transition. He's going to whip through those spirals nice and fast. He could set a record here in this one. Big jump over the hill, lands pretty well. Should get, Acura breaks in front of the pin in. And picks up points too, 13.9110, now our new best time. Someone kind of keep track of the full decimals, because I'm only probably going to remember the first or second decimal when we get that best time. At least for a little while. Someone try to keep track of the 4 decimal best time. 13.9110 is the current one. As usual, the top 2 will be advancing onward. And right now, Cadillac has all but secured that spot. Cadillac on the far side. Acura, that started out the gate. Even the Ford Escort got off quicker. Here comes the Pininfarina near side, playing with the lead. Yes, breaks into the Cadillac on a wide line right there. Struggled to speed up, though he's going to go inside. This time, things could switch up pretty fast, and they do. Cadillac back in front, by a half a length. They converge. They knock together. Cadillac escapes in the lead. Should be another 5. Acura stopped in the tracks. Ford Escort rams into him. Big jump from Cadillac. He might put up a new best time. Here comes the pin in. 13.94. Acura somehow finishes in third again. Ford Escort. And we have our 2 advancers, and they're very clear on the scoreboard. I love this hill at the end. Can I express that? I just absolutely love it. The kind of chaos it adds is just bananas. It's just so fun. Because the spiral has, I mean, you get a lot of speed in that. The wide track converging, it has a lot of chaos. But this hill at the end, just, it really brings it together. Honestly, one of my favorite tracks, I think, so far over the last year at Races and Fun. Advancing, 18-13 points. There you go. Heat 1 of the next groups. We got a lot in there. We got a Buick, an Aston Martin, a Shelby Cobra, and a Toyota Sprinter. So it makes sense of all that. The Buick is not starting very fast. Toyota trying to stay in there. Shelby working towards first place, accelerating, doing very well through the second straight. And, breaks away, but here comes the Toyota. I believe that's the Toyota breaking away. Oh, that might have been a tough roll there. Can't tell what's going to happen coming out of the spiral. Here's a big jump. Toyota spins around. He's backwards, but he's going to cross it. Off the track goes the Shelby. And he will DNF, allowing the Buick to pick up a third place. The Cobra, who looked the fastest for the first half of the track there, just went right off. We'll get a replay look. Here comes the Toyota. Not very good through that. Aston Martin was fine, but tough angular jump there. Hit off the kind of bars below the structures. Tough way to start, but a lot of room to alleviate that mistake. Toyota Sprinter and the Buick Regal are looking similar, but you'll notice the Sprinter has the black stripe is lower on the car, so if you want to point it out. They also have a different car body shape you see when they're right next to each other. Let's see how the Shelby Cobra bounces back from that first rough race. Around the outside line, will he bounce back? Maybe through this inside line turn, which he's about to manifest here. There we go, bouncing back wonderfully, up many lengths, bounces in 2 times off the wall, 3-4, through the spiral they go. It's a bunch of them behind the Shelby, who's breaking away. Can he stay straight? Big jump, lands flat, slow to the end, but good enough. And we have a little bit of a nose block there from the Toyota Sprinter. That's 14.2, by the way. But the real wonder here is how the Buick managed to stop right on the top there. This hill is a killer. I mean, you really gotta have momentum forward here to manage this hill. It's not for the faint of heart. But, well, that's what separates the men from the boys here in this American versus European competition. Heat 3. I would say keep an eye on the Shelby here, who's looking for another 5. Still needs to bounce back strong from the 0. Tied with the Aston Martin, but Toyota Sprinter still well ahead with 8 points. We'll see how the Toyota takes to this first turn. A little bit wobbly. Saw him shake a little bit, dropping back a few lengths. Aston Martin trying to stay in there as well, though hasn't done as well, but there he goes into second place. His Shelby spins around. Aston Martin pushed past, revolving door. Toyota's trying to move his way around there as well. They're all trying to get into the lobby. Here comes the Shelby Cobra, third place. They're all stuck there, barely gets over. All cars get over and finish, and the Aston Martin comes away in first, 15.3. And I think that's the Buick again coming up the rear there. You gotta look at, yeah, it's the Buick. Just tough for him. He hasn't been able to find space. That's gonna rule him out here at this point, I believe. And that's why the Cobra wanted to put something on the board this time, because now it's a tough finish coming for the Cobra here. 5 and 2 is 7 points all day. But you look at the Aston Martin, you have 5-3-2, so that's 10. So it's going to be close. Sprinter is definitely in the clear with a solid 11. Well, not necessarily DNF, whatever. It's very likely that the Toyota Sprinter is going to make it here. Buick Regal staying in there. 3 points. Not really moving on, but we'll give it his best. Here comes the Toyota trying to seal the deal on this one. Shelby, well, needs to do a lot better than this, and he's trying to find space. He almost did. Around right on the Toyota. Can he make a move going to the finish line? Jump over, and no, he can't. And he's going to come up just a little bit short of moving on. The fastest car, I'd say, on the field today will not advance. The Aston Martin was more in control of his racing. Well, not there. He just got smothered. But other than the smother from the Buick over the hill, which admittedly is very funny, the Aston Martin is well-deserved into the finals here. I would say it's not very wise to let yourself get covered by another car like that for for, well, I could list a bunch of reasons. To the finals. Heat 1. Remember the pin-in Farina. I mean, I don't know, man. There's no way I'm pronouncing that right. I'm going to let you guys in the comments kind of have a day at that. But I don't... Who knows? Who does really know, right? Cadillac, Aston Martin, Toyota Sprinter, all back in there. Toyota sprinting his way to first place right now, bouncing through roadblock, turns around. Aston Martin straightens him out, but loses to the Cadillac through to third place. Here comes the Toyota first through the spirals. Big jump coming. Gets overskipped a little bit. Here comes the Cadillac right on his tail. Crossing slow time, Aston Martin, and then the pin-in Farina. Almost said Acura, which would have been an inaccuracy. Sorry. I do the best I can. Okay. There he goes. It's a close one. Honestly, I think any car has a chance. I mean, we're only one race in. We saw a lot of good dexterous movement out there, especially into the wide track section where all the cars start to collect into one space. So, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I think that Toyota Sprinter, though, is going to be a problem for a lot of these other vehicles who cannot tend to stay as fast in the single-lane section. The only speedy car that was really giving them a challenge was that Cobra, but maybe this time things are switching up. Here comes Cadillac. Ooh, neck and neck through the first turn. Wants to gain back that lead on his inner line this time. That could be good for him. Pininfarina getting back in there. Aston Martin lagging behind. They all turn through their turns. Sprinter still out in front. Cadillac trying to make some moves. They all block and nose block, and they're all collected. Two are backwards. Slow into the spiral. Aston Martin might be stopped dead. They run through the spiral, gain some speed. Backwards jump from the Toyota Sprinter and Cadillac. He's following. Here comes the pin in. He grabs second through the gap. And he'll go from 1 to 3 points, something to keep him in the game. Sprinter has 2 5s. Aston Martin, well, he didn't finish. He did not even get there. All the way at the top. We saw where he stopped mid-race there, just at the crest of that downhill spiral, which might be the only time a downhill spiral is a good thing to be involved in. You don't really see downhill. I know it's a big expression, like you're going in a downhill spiral, but you don't really get to see. This is one of the few times I've seen a IRL, legitimate, literal, by definition, downhill spiral. Like when do people move in that shape? Like, never. Except for that figure there. Let's focus back here on the race here. Toyota Sprinter breaking out away here. Cadillac trying to put his name on the board here in 5. Pininfarina in there as well. They spin each other. Here comes the Toyota Sprinter trying to nudge by. He dodges by into second place, maybe in the first inside line. Who doesn't get around the pin-in? Around the spiral they go. Down to the big jump. Pin-in, staying in there. Kicked over. Cadillac pushing through the near side. And he will win. Oh, what a comeback! This course is insanity. How did that even happen? I mean, you can't guess your way through this one. Aston Martin somehow DNF'd again, ruling him out of the possibility of winning. Cadillac is as in there as ever. Look at this jump. Big jump, pin in. Cadillac goes outside, then spins back in to hit both gaps through the jump. Absolutely wonderful. That's racing deserving of a finals advancement, if anything. We'll see if he can hold on to it here. Big race between the Cadillac and the Toyota Sprinter. You see the points really only line up for them. I don't think the Pin-In has a good chance here. I think someone's already got 12. Yeah, we got 5-5-2, so 12, and Pin-In only got 7, so they'd need a crazy 2-12. No, a 10 and a 12. We need a crazy DNF or something, but probably not going to happen. Let's see how the Cadillac fares against the Toyota Sprinter here. Sprinter up 2 points on the Cadillac. Cadillac needs to take this one if he wants to move on, or at least push it to a tiebreaker. Slops into the inside there. Toyota Sprinter goes on the outside, up by a few lengths. Could be some jumble of cars here down the back straight, though. Toyota Sprinter, big jump, he turns, but Cadillac is stopped on the hill, and his dreams are over. There was a chance when the Toyota kind of skidded 180 through the hill, but the Cadillac just didn't have speed. Aston Martin again can't even find the finish line. Pininfarina put up a good race. I mean, this has been wild, but I believe the Toyota Sprinter comes out of this one, well, I wouldn't say unscathed. I mean, kind of scathed for sure, but at least moving on. Man, what a way to kick off this new tournament. Absolute wonderful racing from all vehicles and from real nonsense mechanics here in this one. Wonderful course, 17 points. Toyota Sprinter moving on to be one of the many finalists that we'll put up on the board. And that'll do it for this one. Subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and we'll see you next time on Races and Fun.